Hello everyone, Bashar here. So we are together with another video with my Witcher book stacked in front of me as a skyscraper so you guys can hear me. So the problem with this setup is that it comes between the keyboard and the mouse, and it is pretty hard to play. I don't know how I'll be doing the videos that will be requiring me to play, but I guess we'll find out. But yeah, I'm sure going to lose some, capacity on that front. Anyway, in this video, guys, I am going to be talking to you about how I grind the 200 divines, or how is not really very important, right? You play and you get the divines, but what I did get in the process of getting those divines. And before you start worrying, there will be not a third part of this coming, right? I don't think I'm gonna get to 300 divines. There is not enough time, and I don't think I will be playing that much more anymore. As you can see, I am close to being done with my project, and that's me getting me the divines. So this is of course biased in some ways. There is a lot of trial of the Sekimas involved, which is which does not really produce a lot of low currency. There is a lot of low quantity maps involved. Yeah, low quantity, I'm not mispronouncing. So the high experience maps that you do in order to level from 99 to 100, right? I mean, of course you can do them whenever, but from 99 to 100 they become extra important. So they generally have the downside of having low quantity, which means you are not going to get stuff, right? So for example, you get like 50% reduced quantity, and you face the Delirium boss inside, which normally drop 6 splinters. When you have your Atlas unlocked, they drop 3, right? That much. So you are basically losing half of the divines that were supposed to drop there. And of course, the rarity comes into account. So how was my rarity? For a serious part of the grind, 20 to 30% maybe, I would say I had 70-ish rarity, right? And then for the biggest part of the grind, I had 106 rarity, I think. That would be like 60% maybe. I could be a little bit wrong about the numbers. They have a bit of wiggling room. And finally, for the last part, right now, I do have, if I recall correctly, 111 rarity on me. Yeah, 111. So yeah, let's just, nope. Okay, that one. Can I? That's better. So guys, let's take a look at this. So as you can imagine, I did stop picking some of the stuff up. Let me tell you, I started picking up alterations and transmutations. Oops, sorry. I keep saying transmutation, alteration, right? Alteration is part of Exile 1. It doesn't exist here. What I mean is, as you can imagine, transmutation and augmentation. I did start by picking everything up, and I did equip the ring at the get-go and never took off. You can imagine. And thing is, you cannot cheat with this ring. So for example, I cannot take 7 divines out of my stash, drop them to the ground and pick them up, and it will not track it, right? It will have to be actual monster drops. The only time I cheated, in air quotes, was, I did a short for that. I also don't know how to do shorts. I just take my phone out and do the shorts. Anyway, I did get 10 divines from a single Venter's opening, right? That's the only time I cheated. Other than that, there is nothing there. I didn't do Trial of Chaos, the 3 divine thingy. It's just, hard dropped divines. And as you can imagine, the ones that you get from Ritual, right? Sometimes Ritual offers you divines, right? Those do not count either. So it has to be, from the ground, as you can see on the item itself. For those that have missed the first part, this is a microtransaction. Sadly, yeah, you have to pay for it. I think it's about $10. I love statistics, so I like this quite a lot. So I started picking up everything. Shortly after, I stopped picking up, what's the name again? Transmutation and augmentation. I want to keep saying alteration. Transmutation and augmentations, I stopped picking up the regular versions, upgraded to greater ones after a point, right? I stopped picking up lesser jeweler's orbs after some point, and a little while after, I stopped picking up the greater versions of these as well. I also stopped picking up the greater version of this as well. And then after some time, I stopped picking up alchemy orbs, right? And regals. So what I'm picking up right now, and I would say I kind of pick everything up, right? I mean, the number of exalteds or walls I have missed over this entire playtime is not 10, I would say, right? I would say 0, but that would be a little bit too bold, but I don't think I have missed anything. So right now I'm picking up perfect transmutation, perfect augmentation, exalted, greater regal, perfect regal, all of the chaoses obviously, all of the exalteds obviously, divines, chances just for statistics, they are worthless, annulments, perfect jewelers, again just for statistics, these are not really worth very much, and these two for statistics as well, because what interests me there is these are actually rarer than a divine, right? Take a look at this. It's solid more rare, right? And I have not missed these, right? Even though they are worthless. So thing is, in hindsight, especially going for an extremely ambitious project for level 100, I should have turned a lot of the stuff off, right? I have lost hours and hours of picking up worthless currency from the ground. I would say I should have turned off everything less than a chaos or thereabouts, right? So I should be picking up only, perfect regal, all the chaoses, perfect exalted, annul, divine, and maybe perfect jewelers, and nothing else, right? In terms of currency. But this season, guys, yeah, I had a little bit of bad luck with the filter. I just seem to can't turn off some stuff that I wanted to turn off, and because it was the season's end. At the time, it was not very much the end, but it was close to the end, so I was a little lazy. I couldn't turn off Twilight Reliquary. I couldn't turn off rares. Yeah. Anyway, so the thing is, as you can see, I have a ratio of like 33 exalted to a divine with my average 100 rarity. As for the maps, I would say the majority were, pack size focused, because, I'm trying to level, but there were, of course, a lot of rarity focused ones. So these will also, of course, alter it. But, for example, I have seen people with, like 25 exaltus to a divine or something. But, I don't think it's going to matter that much, right? I have 33. I think those people, kind of skip picking up the exaltus, right? I don't think it's going to vary that much. We have to see someone with the ring that picks every single exalted up, and of course you can't really take everyone at their words. One thing that gets me off this season, guys, bit of gossip actually, not part of the video, but whoever I have been talking to about the deaths, blah blah, and everyone I have been talking to was saying I don't die. I'm like, well, you are level 92 and you have been level 92 for ages. Yeah, what's with the not dying? So guys, no one I talked was dying. I'm the only one that dies, and I'm about to hit level 100, right? And I do die quite a bit. They are like, no, I don't ever die. Guy's level 90. I'm like, yeah, you don't die at all. I mean, if you don't play, you don't die. Yeah, one thing, a bit of gossip. But I had this like 10 times, so it did trigger me a little bit. I'm like, how are you not dying? I mean, you are, right? And the guy gives me statistics: 1k energy shield, 65% evasion. I mean, you would be dying all the time, right? Unless you are doing like level tier 7 maps or something. You know, there was a hoax about that. You know, don't disregard that, right? Do your tier 15s, tier 16s. Anyway, so guys, that's what I got in the form of, yeah. I was going to make a video on the 200, but, you know, I wanted to get this project done first, but it wasn't in the cards for me. Yeah, I did die a few times, so, you know, 88%. Hopefully getting done soon, and yeah, I will see you guys in another video. Bye bye.